This is Nissan's Qashqai e-Power, and it's Nissan's first attempt at bringing an electrified option to one-seats game. It's an option to consider alongside the likes of the Kia Sportage and Ford Kuga. You can think of the Nissan's Qashqai like a suspension brake, connecting the gap between the petrol power and going fully electric. It's something of an alternative twist of an hybrid Formula 2, but more on that in a little bit. From looks alone, you would never tell that the e-Power was any different from any other Qashqai, unless you are keen-eyed and spot at the badging down and the side or the rear. It matches the regular car for the looks, although the alloy wheel sizes start at 18 inches rather than 17, but still rise up to 20 inches. It's a similar story inside too. That means that rather the stylish looking and neatly laid out cabin, especially with range topping cantina and models rather than polished feeling and comfy leather seats. As a standard, you will get an 8-inch infotainment system, though everything about entry-level Actina Premium swap out of 12.8-inch screen. The software on both isn't horrible, though it's far from the class leading. Though thankfully Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also included to rectify that. Space in the rear row of Qashqai isn't fantastic for adults but also good for kittens. For kids it shouldn't have the complaints back there, though the inclusion of a hybrid tech often cuts into the boot spaces for some of the cars, but that is not the case with Nissan Qashqai e-Power, still offering 504 liters to play with, comfortably ahead of equivalent Ford Kuga 412 liters, although the lagging some way behind the Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid 587 liters. Most of the hybrid cars still have the petrol engine driving the wheels with an electric motor on hand for some of the more power, but that's not the case with Nissan's Qashqai e-Power. Rather that the engine is directly powered with generator that in return turns the electricity and power in the motor on the front axle of the car. This means that you don't have to plug the car in, but you won't have to quit much freedom when it comes to running solely on electricity. Official tests have been done and performed on Qashqai e-Power returning 53.3 miles per gallon. The reality is closer to most powerful petrol versions, 44.8 miles per gallon, which itself hangs around the low 40s in the real world. That said, the carbon dioxide figure at 119 grams per kilometer will remain same when you are paying tax too. You can expect a pretty similar driving experience. It rides comfortably over the lumps and bumps in the town. Plus, it's super easy to park. The instant torque of an electric motor does make it much easier when pulling out of the junctions as well. There is not much fun to be had on the back road either, and the petrol engine does groan quite a bit when you are cruising at the motorway speeds. As with the regular Nissan Qashqai, there is a lot to do about the e-Power. It looks good, feels nice inside, and serves well as a daily driver. It does command slight premium over the petrol power car, but with the low tax and little bit more unusable performance. It's just a little bit better too. Thanks for watching the video. If you really liked it, please go ahead and share and like this video.